change of scenery this week, as lesser-known and living rural arts comes to you from the gargantuan, bustling city of New York, where an interesting experiment is in progress, as Louis O'Lunacia, a brother of Gubnet O'Lunacia, has just opened Kilferrit Towers, a vast hotel complex of concrete and steel, where he will attempt to capture the atmosphere of a small-town Irish hotel. Kilferrit Towers will cater for the nostalgia of Irish Americans, many of them exiles from Ballykilferrit in the Republic of Ireland, by providing the services and environment of Belladonna House, where many of them stay when they're at home on holiday in Ballykilferrit. Louis O'Lunacia explains.
Well, you're dead on there. Our idea is to provide them with exactly what they'd get back home in Ballykilferrit. Point of fact, I brought Gubnet over here to help us get the hotel launched.
Oh? Gubnet is actually in New York at present?
Yeah, he's right over there. Just back of the restaurant there. Just hold it. Gubnet! Oh, hello. How are you? I was just spilling a bit of soup on a customer.
Spilling soup? Well, hello, Gubnet. Spilling soup, I don't think I understand.
Oh, yeah, well, like, you have to give it to them, like, the same as they'd get it at home. Like, it's the way you hold it, like. You have to get your thumb into the soup at the side, like, with the black part of your nail, like, well under. And then, as you're putting it down, you dribble a bit into his lap, like, and that gives them the atmosphere.
And the customer doesn't object?
Oh, not at all. No, they like that, like. That's the way they get it at home, like, in Mrs. McRoberty's, Belladonna House.
And what other techniques do you employ to create this atmosphere?
Well, there's various things you can do, like, when you're serving the food, like, when you're putting a pot, like a really hot tea down, like, you come on the blind side when a customer's looking away from you and you hold the pot just at the level of his face, like, and you say, "Will you be wanting anything else, sir?" Well, he'll turn round and his face will go straight into the teapot, like. Well, that's very popular with them. That really gives them the feeling like they're at home, like.
I'm sure it does.
Well, then there's various things, like, you can do with soup, like. Soup is handy for getting the atmosphere.
Soup?
Aye, well, you can say, like, to a customer, "Clear soup or minestrone, sir?" And, like, you'd only have the minestrone on the menu, like, you know. Well, he'd say to you, "I didn't know you had minestrone, buddy." And you'll say, like, "If you want minestrone, I can dig down for it. But if you want clear soup, I can take it off the top." They like that, because, like, that's the way they get it back home, like, in Ballykilferrit.
Yes. Wonderful.
Well, then there's things you can do, like, with potatoes or cauliflower, or that gives them the same feeling, like.
Yes?
Well, there's a knack, like, in getting it to stick to the spoon, like you'd say to a customer, "Would you like potatoes, sir?" And he'd say, like, "Right, buddy, all of Irish potatoes." Well, like, you'd have a couple of potatoes on the spoon, like, and you'd be shaking them all over the plate, like, you know. but they'd stay on the spoon, like, because there's a way of doing that, like. Actually, the cauliflower's the best man for that, like. You'd never shift it off the spoon at all, like. I've seen two lads in the kitchen trying to shift it, like. No, two strong lads, and because, you know, it beat them. They couldn't do it.
Well, and so your customer gets no vegetables?
No, but they like that, like, because, well, that's the way they get it back home on holidays, like, in Ballykilferrit, like, as I was saying.
And what other nostalgic features are there in the Hotel Gubnet?
Well, my brother Louis here really is the man to tell you that, really. Yeah, well, you know, we got cold and cold in every room, and...
Cold and cold?
Oh, yeah, well, that's an idea we incorporate into the rooms, like, you know. Like, you get a hot faucet and a cold faucet, or I should say a hot tap and a cold tap in each basin in the rooms. But you get cold water out of each of them, like, you know, like in the morning they come to me and they say, "Here, buddy, there was no hot water in my room this morning. I turned on the hot tap and there was only cold water." And I say, you know, "Just like back home in Ballykilferrit." That really breaks them up. They get the feeling they're back home in Belladonna House in Ballykilferrit.
Yes.
I had one guy come in the other day and he says, "I'd like a T-bone steak with salad on the side, French fries and onions and a beer while I'm waiting." And I really made him feel he was back home in the old sod. I says to him, "If the missus had that, buddy, she'd eat it herself."
Louis and Gubnet O'Lunacia.